that, you got the image, the promotion picture, where you got the basketball and
right.
you was naked. Now, when I saw that picture, I thought of love and basketball. What's the concept, or what does that picture symbolize?
Wow. Just being comfortable. Being comfortable in my own skin and just loving who I am first and foremost. And hey, just showing the guys that, hey, you don't have to see me in heels all the time. In fact, I'm not gonna put on those heels all the time. I'm gonna throw on some tennis shoes. I'm sporty, so it's like the concept behind that was to basically show the people that, hey, love me and like me for all that I am. Love me. Look, I think shout out to L.E.O because I think she said something about love me naked. So she got a song called Naked.
Oh, okay. So that kind of inspired.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
Now, when you did that, I know what was going in the back of your mind when you were taking those pictures.
Honestly speaking, it was about 6 in the morning. We had to move fast because I'm not gonna say where the location is because don't nobody need to get in trouble. But it was hella early, and it had to happen extremely fast because the school bus is coming. So that's giving you an idea right there. We like close by where a lot of people, a lot of traffic, and just had to move fast. I couldn't think about it. You had people looking out their windows. I don't know if they were taking pictures or not, but I was like legit booty butt naked.
Damn, that's
running on a basketball court to get to the center of the court to sit on the ball. Mind you, it was freezing cold. It was still cold when I shot that.
Damn.
So had to do that, and I had to put all my fears, all my insecurities to the side and just do it because I'm booty butt nigga. Ain't nothing I can do at this point.
You almost caught pneumonia in your booty for that.
Oh, I ended up sick. I ended up sick like a couple days later. I caught a cold.
Oh, damn.
It was freezing cold.
So it really did get you sick, literally.
It did.
But would you say that it's worth it? Do you feel like you got the reception that you wanted from that?
It was definitely worth it. It was an experience for myself. It was a growing experience because me growing up, I was kind of like timid, shy. Like I knew I wanted to do music, but I didn't know to what extent. So it's just like certain things back then, my mindset, I wouldn't have thought in a million years to try it or do it. So it's just like, it took a lot out of me to actually just say, you know what? Let's push the envelope. Like, let's just do it. I don't care who like it, who don't like it. I'm grown. Forget it. Let's just do it.
Okay. That's what I like. In the hip-hop industry and R&B industry, you have a lot of video vixens, a lot of people showing off their bodies who are particularly females, right? So, does sex truly sell, or have you been brainwashed to believe that it sells?
No, it sells. It sells, and no judgment here to the ones that enjoy doing it or showing their bodies. But I mean, the thing about it is, if you're confident, then do it. But I mean, it is more to offer, to the ones that are out there taking pictures, like your LMAs and your her who's fully clothed. I mean, it's people like that that's bringing back hope. So, I mean, I think it sells, but it's not everything.
Okay, and you have a lot of artistry, so I believe that's what makes you stand out. So do you also believe that plays a factor in the fact that people pay attention to the sex because that person may not have that good of music, they just look good?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Some people have to use their bodies in order to like exceed, like to move forward. It's just like that. But you have the people that have the artists that has like just true talent that don't have to do that, but then it's still hard for them because it's just like a mystery. It's like, oh Lord, I wonder what she looked like. Oh, I'm not interested anymore because she got all her clothes, but she's making these love songs. I want to know what she looked like.
It's L.E.O Productions. Hey.
You're also a songwriter, and you've written for artists such as Kash and Kehlani. These are some big R&B artists right now. So what was it like working for them, and how did you get into that opportunity to work with them?
I actually got introduced into the songwriting business in the industry by way of this lady named Candace Nelson, great friend of my cousins or whatnot. And he introduced me to her. Like, she met me years back when I was like in a group, and she always told me, she was just like, your voice is so unique, because at the time I was doing more rapping than singing, so I really didn't challenge my singing abilities. I was more so just rapping. And so she was just like, well, I picture you being more of a solo artist. And she was just like, you're the type of artist that I can tell you can write for like people,
right? Because
you write so universal, you write so open. So I was just like, well, all right. So my first opportunity came by way of her, but I ended up in the studio doing a song like with R. Kelly. Don't know what happened to the song. It was a great experience. And then later on, she introduced me to I forget the guy's name, but he's based out of Atlanta and New York. And what happened was she put me in the studio with Kash Doll. I actually went in with her twice, working on her new project, and she loved the music, which she still hadn't like put her project out yet because they're still like building songs.
Right.
And then I ended up submitting music for Atlantic Records, which some of those songs were like shot to Kehlani. And then I also got songs pitched to like Star on Fox.
Okay.
So it's been a great experience, you know, like it's definitely not easy, but it's definitely worth trying.
Okay. And you said when you saw your song premiere on Fox, what was
not premiere, like basically like I guess pitched to them. So
all right.
I don't know if it's gonna be like on the next season or the next season after that, because
you never know.
I'm not the only songwriter in the world, so it's just like it might take a minute for me to hear one of my songs on Star on Fox. So
okay, but even if they haven't premiered your song on there as of yet,
right?
How did that make you feel knowing that they have your name in mind whenever they want to put a song on Fox?
Look, I was gonna say, can I cuss?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Nah, but for real, in all honesty, it makes me feel hella good because it's like I said, it's very challenging. You don't know these people. All you know is you writing songs based off of looking up, Googling them and looking on their Instagrams, and that don't really give you a lot to go off of because it's not like in their everyday life. You don't know the things that they like to talk about or the things that they like to do. So it was just a blessing for real and an honor to even be picked, you know what I'm saying, or chosen as one of the people to submit music to those girls. So
okay, so when you're working with artists such as Kash Doll and Kehlani, what creative energy do you receive from these type of artists?
Well, first and foremost, I can only speak on Kash Doll because we were actually one-on-one in the studio. As far as like the Kehlani submissions, we were never in the studio together. I just wanted to clear that up too, but definitely when you're writing with these girls or people in general, it's based off of energy. If they come in the studio and they already in their feelings about something, then you feeding off of their energy. So you have to write in your feelings because that's the energy that they're giving off. You base it off conversation. You sit down and you have conversations with the artist. Find out, okay, what are some of the things that's running through their mind, as far as the things that they want to talk about, the things that they want me to deliver as an artist. I mean, as a songwriter. So it's just basically energy, like how you giving me great energy and I'm giving it back. That's exactly how it works.
It's like a boomerang, basically.
Pretty much.
So, you're basically a songwriter, and I guess you could say that's parallel to being a ghostwriter per se, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so you have artists like Drake, Kanye West, the list goes on, who have ghostwriters. They're not afraid to let you know they have ghostwriters. They're winning Grammy awards.
Right.
So do you feel like being a ghostwriter or ghostwriting for people takes away from that person's artistry?
Nah, not at all. I think, in fact, it helps the artist to pretty much relax a little bit more because honestly speaking, I write all of my own music, but if I could find somebody that like write on my same caliber, I don't mind help. Each one teach one. Knowledge is power, and share the wealth. Like, so I'm all for help me help you. You know what I'm saying? Because why put all that stress and strain on one person? So you have to be open-minded, but I definitely don't feel like it takes away from the artist itself. I feel like, in fact, it's just an eye-opener for the artist to say, okay, well, I didn't never look at it like that. I never thought of it like that. The way that you just articulated this line in the song made me feel a whole different way from how I explained it to you, in which, how I wanted you to deliver the concept as an entire. Like,
okay, so with that being said, why is it held up to such a high standard, per se, in hip hop and R&B when it comes to songwriting for somebody else, compared to like in the pop genre or the country music genre? They'll write songs for each other. It's no big deal, but
right.
we, expose it. We create newspapers and different articles about it. What's up with that?
I was just gonna say, it's just one word for that: ego.
Ego.
Gotta put your ego to the side in order to create progress.
Okay.
Shout out to LeBron, because he the one. That's the person who I heard say that. You gotta put your ego to the side in order to create progress for each other. I mean, what example am I setting if I got my ego in the way? We can't make progress.
That's true.
If I'm sitting here giving you a lot of ego, the interview gonna turn out shitty.
That's true. That's true. That's real talk. Like, you can't be all up in yourself.
You can't. You just gotta put that to the side. Be a little bit more humble, so you can create progress for each other.
That's true. In this industry, there's a lot of ego.
Very much so.
A lot of ego. How do you stay humble in this industry?
God. Meditation, knowing your energy, knowing yourself, knowing the people who you have around you, knowing what's good for you and knowing what's not good for you. Knowing that timing is everything. Patience is a virtue. So that's pretty much how I stay grounded and stay humble.
There are a lot of female artists who are blowing up. It's crazy. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, etc. How do you stand out in this type of music industry with so many females right now?
I stand out by way of just being very universal. Like, I'm versatile, so it's just like I've learned to give people a little bit more of me personally. Like, when I first started, I used to be very closed off. So it's just like now, me allowing people to learn who I am, like, personally, sets me apart, because it's like, okay, these songs that she's writing or she's singing about aren't fake. They're very much so realistic. She's living it. She's showing us this. She's letting us into her world. And on top of that, it's not a makeup. It's not a facade every day. You're not going to see the makeup every day. You're going to see my real hair. You're going to see everything about me, so that you'll become, like, accustomed to what I got going on. So that's how I set myself apart.
Damn, Q, you hella smooth.